Welcome to the first episode of GBX Action. This month and every month, we bring you reviews, previews, interviews, and hot news on all the best Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance titles. Now you can see the latest and greatest games in action. We've also got some sizzling competitions lined up, as well as exclusive interviews with the movers and shakers of the Game Boy scene. So make sure you never miss an episode of GBX Action. Interactive Imagination's Magination is taking America by storm. The game's hero, Troy Jones, enters a cave as a dare and is transported into another dimension. Can you help him get home? The game is partly inspired by Pokemon. There's over 80 creatures to collect and use as party members. You get to train them up by using them in combat. No UK release date has been set for Magination, but given its popularity in the States, it's bound to make it over here soon. The Napoleonic Wars seems a strange setting for a Japanese strategy game, but Nintendo's Napoleon really shows off what the Advance can do. It's a real-time strategy game in the Command and Conquer mold, but in 19th century Europe, there were no walkie-talkies or mobile phones. To give instructions to your troops, you must ride your horse across the battlefield and order them in person. Thanks to its intuitive interface, the Japanese version of Napoleon is surprisingly easy to play. But even so, we recommend you wait for the UK version and get the most out of this astounding war game. This cartoon-style kart driver lives up to its name. It's completely crazy and great fun to play too. The cartoon karts handle like a dream as they screech round the bends and power down the straights. The power-ups are cool too, unless you get a guided missile up your exhaust yards from the finish line. The only problem with Konami Crazy Racers is that it's shamelessly derivative. It's a blatant copy of Nintendo's Mario Kart, a game that's already thrilled on 2 console systems. At GBX Action, we reckon you should wait and see what Mario Kart's like before buying this. The Konami Tribute is a good game in its own right, but there's room for improvement. This arcade action racer takes itself very seriously. There are no power-ups or vehicle upgrades to be won, but the action's as smooth as Captain Picard's head, and the enemy drivers just ooze artificial intelligence. The game's hover vehicles force you to develop a brand new style of driving. Feather the accelerator on the tight bends to improve grip and keep your foot to the floor on the straights. Staying away from the energy-draining walls is a winning formula in the early rounds, but as the game progresses, it's harder than a bodybuilder in bother boots. Soon you need to take the racing line to shave seconds off your lap times if you're to win. Some may complain it's only an SNES game with a few tweaks, but as it's an all-time classics SNES game and a real rave on the Advance, who cares? F-Zero Maximum Velocity has set the standards by which other Advance racers will be judged. After all these years, the mustachioed maestro can still thrill. Super Mario Advance marks his Game Boy Advance debut, though the game is an update of the classic Super Mario Bros. On the NES. The graphics are incredible and really show off the power of the new machine. The Advance's superb sound chip is also put to good use, with excellent background music, top effects, and even sampled speech. Instead of bouncing on baddies' bonces, here you topple them with turnips, so keep your throwing arm fit. An original Mario game for the Advance would be cool, or even a conversion of the SNES game Super Mario World. But Super Mario Advance is a top game in its own right. These two offerings need no introduction. It's Pokemon action all the way. Can you catch them all? Like the red and blue games, gold and silver are almost identical. But to catch every Pokemon, you must trade monsters between them, and even with red, blue and yellow. The game's built-in clock means some Pokemon can only be caught during the day. Others appear only by night. Some events are triggered by the time of day too. To be honest, Gold and Silver aren't very different from the original Pokemon games, but they take the tried and tested formula a stage further with improved graphics, new monsters, and a bundle of fresh ideas. It's amazing what the Game Boy Color can do. Rainbow Islands is an all-time classic coin-op, and TDK's handheld conversion is near perfect. The aim of the game is to progress ever higher, reaching the goal at the top of each level and beating the boss baddie before moving on to the next island. You'll need all your rainbow throwing skills to take out the enemies based around military vehicles, insects, toys, and even the bricks from Arkanoid. Unfortunately, the game's collision detection isn't up to scratch. You frequently batter a baddie with a shot that should have missed. The bosses are of variable quality too. But even so, Rainbow Islands is a delight to play. Rayman's proved a big hit on the PlayStation, and now he's heading for the big time on the Advance too. Mr. Dark has destroyed the harmony of Rayman's universe by stealing the Great Protoon, the planet's energy source. The Electoons, who used to peacefully circle the Protoon, have been captured and imprisoned. It's up to Rayman to rescue them. He must walk, run, slide, swing and fly through 6 surreal worlds, freeing Electoons and finally taking out Mr. Dark if he's to save his planet. Rayman is as cute as ever. He has no limbs. Instead, his head, hands and feet float near his body. Sounds ridiculous, but works really well. The animation's incredible, as you can see from this movie. As always in a Rayman game, the backgrounds are hand-painted and look gorgeous. 4 layers of parallax scrolling give them an incredible feeling of depth. It moves very slowly too, with no slowdown or jerkiness at all. It's top-class platform action all the way, and will appeal to Rayman fans, old and new. It might not have much to do with Pokemon, but Nintendo's Pokemon Puzzle Challenge is still a great puzzler. The aim of the game is to clear tiles by making lines of 3. These then disappear, and any above them come crashing down. It's colourful, addictive, and incredibly good fun. With a range of exciting modes, including a great 2-player battle, this is a game for puzzle fans rather than Pokemon freaks. To celebrate the launch of the Action Replay GBX, Daytel Electronics has sent us 3 cool carts to give away. The 3 lucky viewers will walk away with the ultimate cheat cartridge for the Game Boy Advance absolutely free. To be in with a chance of winning, all you have to do is answer the following question. Who's the delicious all-action girl on the box of the Action Replay GBX? Is it A. Jemima, B. Joe Brand, C. Sakura? If you think you know the answer, call the competition line now on 09064 701 722 and follow the online instructions. Calls cost 60p a minute at all times, so get permission from whoever pays the bills before you dial. You'll be asked for your answer and for your name and address. Lines will close at midnight on Wednesday, the 11th of July 2001. Winners will be picked at random by our computer and announced on the Code Junkies website, www.codejunkies.com.
Daytel Electronics has some great Game Boy peripherals in the pipeline, including a cheat card for the Advance and a device that lets you play Game Boy games on your PlayStation 2. We took a trip to Daytel's development studio in Stone, Staffordshire to check them out.
The Extra Replay GBX will allow you to open secret levels in the game, access hidden weapons, areas, give infinite ammunition, basically turns you into a gaming god. You can breeze through the entire game with our codes. Right, what we do, we use this game trainer we've developed using USB technology. What that does, it actually intercepts the game code as it goes through into the Game Boy Advance. And we find whereabouts it actually modifies memory locations, for instance, like bullets would be stored at a certain location in memory. We find that location and stop the code from changing it. So even when you fire your gun, the code saying, right, take a bullet off. But we're stopping it, saying, no, ignore it. And so you keep infinite ammo, for instance. This is the Extra Replay GBX. It's currently a prototype version because it's massive. But once that's actually shrunk down, it will be a snug fit with the Game Boy Advance. Basically, we'll hack all of the games available at release day. But it won't stop there. We have a team of hackers that we actually go over the existing games again and again, finding more and updating. The latest codes are available from the GBX magazine, the code line, the number should be available in the Extra Replay box, and Code Junkies website. Because Pokemon Advance is going to be such a big hit, we're going to pretty much intend on busting it wide open every single character, basically get like Mew in the first edition of Pokemon was a secret character, only opened in certain ways. Well, we'll make characters like that available from the beginning. Give your player max stats, infinite items, the works really.
This month's top tip is for Electronic Arts platformer Merlin. When you reach the end of the game, you face a huge dragon with fiery breath. To kill it, jump from one of his feet to the other, firing upwards mid-jump by pressing up and B. When one of his feet flashes, he's about to lift it. Jump to the other or get frazzled in the lava underneath. When he opens his wings, he's about to breathe fire. Make sure you're not in the air. Shoot his head several times to win.
That's all for this month. Stay tuned for more thrills and spills in the next sizzling episode of Action GBX, including 2 new Zelda games and an exclusive look at Crawfish Interactive's dynamic advanced titles, and another top tip.